Hey everyone, it's Stranger Grayson here. Welcome back to another horror movie review. Today, I'll be reviewing another of the Friday the 13th franchise, and before I get into that, I want to let you guys know I'm collabing with a couple YouTubers, one of them being Strange Michael, who is very well known in this community. He posts very good horror movie reviews on his channel. He's also in the Goosebumps community, so check him out. I'm Michael Goosebumps fan. And then I also have my friend Goosebumps Boy. He's reviewing the Friday the 13th movies along with us. He is a little bit behind, but please check him out. He's a really nice guy. I'll leave a link to both their channels in the description down below. Very awesome guys. Go check them out. Anyway, the movie I'll be reviewing today is Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Wow, this has honestly been my favorite movie out of the whole franchise yet. Just solid directing, great acting, and very funny at some points. So, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. What is it about? This movie follows Tommy Jarvis once again for the last time. He is once again played by a new actor named Tom Matthews, who I think does an amazing job in this role as Tommy Jarvis. He's probably my favorite out of the three, him and Corey Feldman. John Shepherd was all right, but anyway, he's going to a graveyard where Jason was buried, taking his friend Oz with him, because he wants to make sure Jason is dead. Because of that, he brought gasoline, matchsticks, a crowbar, a shovel, everything, make sure he's dead. So they go to the graveyard, they dig up his grave, they find his body covered in maggots, cobwebs, everything. However, Tommy stabs the corpse with a pipe and, or he stabs the corpse with like a spear thing, and he goes to grab the gasoline to go burn it. Him and his friend Oz go to grab it. Then, of course, thunderstorming starts going on. At the beginning of the movie, it was already thundering, but lightning hits the pole, and it knocks them both back. It hits the pole. Then it hits the pole again. Lightning goes all into Jason's body, and he gets resurrected by the lightning. So, when Tommy's fixing to go in there, take the spear out, Jason grabs him. Tommy freaks out, tries to burn him, but then, of course, it starts raining. He's not able to light the match. Jason kills his friend Oz, and Tommy is now having to go to the sheriff's department to convince them that Jason has come back from the dead. He gets to the sheriff's office, and Sheriff Garris, who I think is another good character in this movie. While he can be a dick sometimes, he still is a pretty good character. He doesn't buy Tommy's story. He thinks Tommy's crazy because he knows he's from like Pinehurst and he had an encounter with Jason before. So he just throws him in a jail cell and leaves him there. Then we get introduced to a few more people. Megan, the sheriff's daughter, and Sissy, Court, and they are all there to make sure they're good to, go to the summer camp. They want to check on a few friends who's gone missing. Of course, you could probably tell how they got missing. They're actually opening up a summer camp when we transport over there. They're reopening Camp Crystal Lake. However, they changed the name to Forest Green to get away from Camp Blood, Camp Crystal Lake. They want to forget that Jason ever was there, that the mom went psycho, killed all these counselors. So that's why they changed the name, everything. However, Tommy says that Jason is going to want to go back there. He says Jason doesn't matter if he changes the name. That's always going to be Camp Crystal Lake. And once Jason gets out of the graveyard, he kills more few people and chaos ensues. Jason Lives was a movie that I knew was going to be good because of the person who was doing it, or was directing it, Tom McLaughlin. He has done a few other movies. I can't remember which ones they were, but I do know he's very popular in the director seat. He wanted to spread a lot of comedic things into here. He didn't want to make Jason funny because he knows Jason's got to be scary and, broad, but the comedic things that he had put in this movie genuinely made me laugh a few times. Some of them didn't land, but a lot of them were pretty good. Especially a paintball scene involving some paintballers. I thought that was pretty funny. Then, some characters that I really did not like were Martin and the Deputy Rick. They were very annoying. kind of douchebags, but Rick was more of a douchebag than Martin. Martin was just kind of weird. Martin's a grave person. He deals in the graveyard. But anyway, there were a lot of fourth wall breaks in this movie. You can, mainly from Martin. There's a part where he's covering a grave back up, or he's covering Jason's grave back up, and Martin says, "Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment." He's looking right in the camera. So that was pretty cool. The kills in this film, I feel like the MPAA got a lot more involved with this because you can tell, I looked at the behind the scenes footage, there were some kills that were supposed to go a little longer, but the MPAA cut it. They get very involved in the next sequel, just so you guys know, and it's kind of sad. But the kills were still good overall. There is a kill where a dude gets his heart punched out, and another kill where another person gets their head twisted off. I thought that was pretty cool. There were a couple lame ones, but, you know, it was about it. The ending to this film was pretty good. Pretty good. There were a few, you know, things I was a little bit concerned about. What they chose to do with Jason's character and how they literally made him a zombie in this film. Jason, in parts 1 through 4, he got hurt. I mean, like, he'd get stabbed, he'd grunt, he'd fall to the floor, you know, he'd start bleeding. Then eventually they do kill him for real. However, this film makes him a zombie, like a full-on Frankenstein zombie thing. This man gets shot with a shotgun, he still gets back up. This is, part 6 and onward is where Jason starts to get very tanky and buff-like, where you literally cannot kill him. This man is unstoppable. This is the movie where he became like an unstoppable force and nothing could kill him, which I thought was a very good introduction. Tom Matthews does an excellent performance as Tommy Jarvis. I think Tommy Jarvis got a lot more screen time than he did in part 5, New Beginning. While I still think Tommy was pretty good in that film, this film, you really want to root for the guy. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to wanting to take down Jason. You can tell he has been mentally scarred from parts 4 and 5. The fourth wall breaks in this film, while there weren't many, I still thought it was pretty cool. Of course, Tom Savini did not come back to do makeup effects. I think another guy came back. I forget the name off the top of my head, but the practical effects were really cool. Harry Manfredini once again came back to do the scoring and music soundtrack. Did an amazing job once again. Great musician. The person playing Jason this time, I believe his name is C.J. Graham. He did a very good performance in the role of Jason. Just the way Jason fast walks. He doesn't run anymore. He just fast walks. He made Jason look very scary. Jason, however, does not get an unmasking in this film, unfortunately. He more so has an unmasking at the beginning part, but that's just because he didn't have a mask on. You can't really tell what he looks like. Mainly his face looks like a skull to me, if I got to be honest. But we never really got to see his face in this film, which is unfortunate, but, you know. So, part 6, Jason Lives. This was a very solid film. I loved all the comedic tones that they went for. While all of them didn't land, which I don't want to point out because I don't want to spoil all of it because you guys may like it. All of them may not have landed, but this was a very excellent film. Definitely my favorite out of the franchise so far. You know, just great characters, well written. Tommy Jarvis's love interest, Megan. I thought Megan was a very cool character as well. I just love the love interest between Tommy and Megan. Sheriff was pretty cool. And Jason was, once again, back to his old roots. And I do like how they resurrect him in this film. It's very Frankenstein aesthetic. So, without further ado, that has been my review of Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. This was a very, very solid film. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I definitely give this a 9. Were a few points that dropped it down, but wow. Very great Jason film. Definitely my favorite out of the franchise so far. But what is everyone's thoughts on Friday the 13th, Jason Lives? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Would love to hear your thoughts on the film. Please make sure to go check out Strange Michael and Goosebumps Boy. I'll leave a link to their channels down below. Very awesome guys. And I will see you all in the next movie review. God bless and have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.